Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper. Let me move this out of the way. We won't need this for a little while. It's Tuesday, and that means stories and stamps. Now, it's a little bit later than usual. It's going to be at 4 p.m. because I was traveling this morning. This time, there is definitely going to be some stamping and not just stories. But I wanted to tell you about another twist and turn in the saga of Jackie and Gerard. So I did see Gerard one more time before I got married. So after we broke up, I started university and he started his greenhouse business. And then I also had the amazing opportunity, I became the Ontario Queen of the Furrow. And what that is I don't know if you've heard of the International Plowing Match, but it's the largest outdoor agricultural show in Canada and perhaps the world. And people come from all over the world to compete in the plowing competitions, also with horses and with tractors. And they have a representative called the Queen of the Furrow who represents and promotes the International Plowing Match for a whole year. Well, out of 31 or 33 competitors, I won. And it was so exciting. I won a car for a year, I won a scholarship, I won a Royal Dalton tea set, and all kinds of other prizes. But the best part was the experience. I was on TV and on the radio, and I got to go to speaking engagements and be at dinners and parades. And it was just a lot of fun. I learned a lot. And I traveled a lot. I saw a lot of Ontario and I met lots of beautiful people. And that felt really good. I was able to promote agriculture, which was really dear to my heart, having grown up on a farm. But it was busy combining that and school. So I decided I wanted to go back to Holland for Christmas to see my family. I'd never been to Holland for Christmas. And yeah, so I went off to Holland right after a Queen of the Furrow, after a international plowing match, Christmas dinner for the people who are on the board. So that was an amazing event. And then I flew to Holland. And guess where I stayed? Right back with Tante Nell and Oom Wim and my cousin Corina and my three other cousins. But the crazy thing is that for Christmas Day, they had decided that they were going to do something with Oom Wim's family. And I wasn't related. So they basically said, you know what, you figure your own plans out and maybe spend some time with some other family members. Well, Gerard caught wind of that. He said, no, 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 no. Please come to my house. My family would love to return the favor. Your family hosted me for like 2 weeks. They would love to meet you. And I said, okay, sure, we'll do that. And I had a wonderful day meeting his family. And I thought to myself, wow, that Gerard, he's turned into a wonderful young man. But I didn't really think too much of it. I thought I might have to make some tough decisions when I get home. In the meantime, I didn't know what was going on in his head. He had fallen head over heels in love with me again, and he also was planning a wooing campaign. But it was not to be. But before we go any further, I want to show you the stamp set we're going to be using today. Here we go. So we're going to use the stamp set Stepping Stones. An obstacle is often a stepping stone, William Prescott. Dream no small dreams, for they have no power to move the hearts of men, Goethe. Wrinkles should merely indicate where smiles have been, Mark Twain. Follow your own star, Dante Alighieri. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much, Helen Keller. Great works are performed not by strength, but by perseverance, Samuel Johnson. And then we're going to use this paper, and I forget what it's called. Painted Blooms. Anyway, yeah, Awash in Beauty is the suite. Okay, we're going to do that. But in the meantime, I'm going to go back to my story. So after my trip to Holland, I went back to Ontario, and my life made a huge 180. I discovered that I was pregnant. And I was ashamed. I was shocked. Let me just say, without getting into the details, um, don't drink too much because sometimes you do things that you don't remember doing and that you would never do in a sober state. So, anyway, that I would say tragic event did lead to 5 amazing children, 29 years of marriage, And the neat thing is, we took all of our kids to Holland to discover their roots. And I took Rachel when she was 8 years old. So that would have been in 2007. And right at the end of that trip, it was my cousin Corina's birthday. And guess who was there? Gerard. And he says to me, I would love to take you out for lunch before you go home. I said, well, I'm leaving in 2 days. He said, well, then it's going to have to happen tomorrow. And I agreed with the condition that his wife know about it. I said, this is not some kind of sneaky thing. And so it went ahead, and we spent 3 hours catching up, and it was wonderful. And we agreed to keep in touch, Christmas letters or cards, and so we did keep kind of a loose connection going. And yeah, it was good. And yeah, that is the end of the story. What I did not realize is that, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you this. So in January, so we got married in March. At the end of January, of course, this news spread like wildfire with my relatives in Holland. And so Gerard heard about it, and he called and he said, now you've got to remember, this is busy season with Amarella still in January. And he called and he said, you don't have to get married. I'm here for you. And I thought, well, you're still an ocean away. I can't expect you to raise someone else's child. And yeah, I still got married. And he fell into a deep depression. He was just beyond sad that, he just couldn't imagine life without me. And we've often gone over that, thinking, well, what could we have done differently? And I should have called him back, for one, because I was in my parents' kitchen and Jeff was sitting in the living room, so I didn't feel at liberty to talk. And he should have jumped on a plane to convince me in person. But that didn't happen. God had other plans. And so he waited 7 years before he got married. And he had 3 daughters. And then, all those years later, we reconnected. But that is going to be next week's story. And now we're going to do some stamping. So let's go here. And we're going to take the stepping stones. And I think, let's just see, we're going to have a card base of, I found this, it's a bit wrinkled. It is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we're going to take this paper, and I'm going to cut it at, I'm going to do that at 3 3/4 by 5. Let's see, 3 3/4 by 5. And then I'm going to take the, oh, this is the other side. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to cut this at 4 1/4. I have to put a new blade in here, I see. I'm going to cover the whole card front with, I don't know why this thing, I thought I just put a new blade in. 4 1/4 by 5.5. Okay. And then take a peek at what's going to happen. We're going to put that and cover the whole card with this, and then we're going to put this over like so. See how pretty that is? I think it's beautiful. Let's grab some liquid adhesive. You could put a little mat around this if you wanted to in Blackberry Bliss, but I'm going to leave it plain. It just goes to show that you can definitely use your pattern paper as the star of the show. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please, please, please hit the red subscribe button so you can follow me. I'm really happy to see my YouTube following grow. I think that YouTube is a great place to, it's easy to find videos and to put stuff in the search that you can find exactly what you're looking for. If you're looking for something and you can't find it, please message me. I don't mind helping you with that at all. It's fun to go through old videos for gems. And yeah. Make sure you comment as well. I absolutely love interacting with you. I love hearing what you have to say. I love hearing your stories. There's been some beautiful stories that have been shared in the last little while, and I'm thankful for that. Okay, so now I think an obstacle is often a stepping stone is a good one. Um, well, they're all really nice. And probably I'll stamp them all so you can see what they look like. And there might be a nice die to cut this out, but I haven't researched that yet because I haven't had time. I've had a wonderful vacation. It was so lovely to be in North Carolina in the mountains. We saw so many things. We did lots of things, but it was really beautiful to be in nature and to be together. It was really lovely. Um, it's good to be stamping again. There we go. I should just zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Oh, I'm zooming in on the wrong thing. Let's do it again. There. Okay. So here we have it. And I think I'm just going to trim it and maybe here. And perhaps, actually, I was just thinking this might look nice just going across all the way, like so. Oh, that works perfectly. See, this was, oh my goodness. Yeah, I did not do this. This is a perfect accident that this was exactly the right width. You know, I feel so happy about that. I could pop it up, but I'm just going to put it on flat. Isn't that just a happy coincidence? I love it. Sometimes things just fall into place, don't they? So super simple card, but I think it's just lovely. You could add some gems if you wanted to, but stamping doesn't have to be complicated. It can be super simple. Stamps, ink, and paper. Look at that. Now I'm going to do a little more stamping for you so that we can see what the other stamps look like. And for once, I'm not using the Stamparatus. I do love the Stamparatus. And I'm hoping that my chamois isn't completely dry. It is not. So I can clean my stamps, just keep them in a clear case. Today is the last day for the great deal on the starter kit. So if you want to get all the in-color ink pads and the cardstock and the pattern paper for free, as well as some pretty grid paper, then get the starter kit. It's only $135 in Canada, and you only pay, and you get to pick out $165 of product, plus you get that bonus in-color collection. And this is also true. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. When you get the starter kit, you are on my team, whether you are getting the deal just to get your own discount or whether you want to start a business. And together, we do a lot. We have a lot of fun. We make a difference in the world. We encourage each other to do fundraisers. So it's really nice to be a part of a stamping community. Here we go. Follow your own star. That's another thing that happens. For me, my Stampin' Up journey has been so amazing. I've met so many cool people. I have traveled. I've grown as a person. I've met all of you. It's really special. Now I'm trying to embrace that. Wrinkles should merely indicate where smiles have been. Instead of trying to banish every wrinkle, I'm going to embrace them as much as I can. Some of my favorite people have very, very many wrinkles. So maybe I'll be somebody's favorite person too. They'll like my wrinkles, my spots. There, we're always so much more forgiving of other people. So I'm going to trim my stamps too. See that edge with some sharp scissors. I can actually show you how to do that because it's not nice having lines. Now, if you use a Stamparatus, you probably won't get the lines. And then one other tip that I have for you after I stamp this is, here we go. Great works are performed not by strength, but by perseverance. Small business owners after COVID have really had to dig deep. I have talked with other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, and a lot of them are having a difficult year this year. I thought perhaps it was only me, and I thought it was maybe because I was traveling too much and not working hard enough, but it's been tough because there's inflation, people are afraid to spend money, um, but we need to persevere and keep going and dig deep. So, oh yeah, the other trick was after you have taken all your stamps, stickers off, this is the other side of it, then put the backing of the sticker inside your case, and then you have a template of where all the stamps are supposed to go, and then you won't lose any. See? Here, let me move this and you'll see it more clearly. So that's a great thing to do with the sticker sheet. It's a lot nicer to do that than to save your rubber. Now you don't have to fit anything in. It goes perfectly. Anyway, let me know if you need any help picking out a starter kit, or if you have any questions at all. I think you're going to love it. It's so nice to get a 20% discount, and you have nothing to lose. Nothing at all to lose. You do have to, when you sign up for the starter kit, you do need a credit card, and you do need to put in your social insurance number. And some people really have a hard time with that. The reason Stampin' Up! Does it is twofold. Number one, it proves who you are, that you really are a person. Otherwise, I could sign up my dog and my cat. I could make up fictitious names, and I could get lots of Stampin' supplies for a lot less money. And the second one is that a lot of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators started to just get a deal on their own stamps, and they had no idea that they would become wildly successful. And so your social insurance number is needed when they send you a T4 in case you make lots of money. So those are the two things that people sometimes struggle with. And the other thing is that they are worried about a requirement. And the requirement to stay on as a demonstrator or as a discount shopper is $400 every 3 months. But if you don't do that, you simply drop and there's no repercussions. So you really have nothing to lose. And I really have nothing to gain from you getting the starter kit unless you stay with it. Then it helps to have people on my team. So that is full disclosure, but I would say go for it. It's a lot of fun. You'll get to be in prime time for free. You'll get my tutorials for free. And you'll get to experience what it's like to be part of a team. So Beyond Pampered is waiting for you. You can also join my team in Europe if you like. There'll be a separate link for that. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed Stories and Stamps. And the last story in the series of how Gerard and I reconnected will be next week. And then perhaps I will tell some other stories. I know someone, I think it was Raylene, sent me a whole list of questions. And perhaps I will answer those questions as well. So I love stories and I love hearing yours. Have a super day. Bye.